Alrighty everyone, so today we're going to be doing a bit of work on the Ford 3000 again. Today we'll sort this electrical system out. So it's a bit of a mess, as you can see. I have a feeling I'm probably going to be cutting out a lot of wires because a lot of this stuff probably doesn't get used anymore, or it's just stupid and doesn't need to be there. So I got a new ignition switch to hook up. Neighbour got that for me. We've also got a new pull switch, or pull to stop switch fitted up, which works pretty good. I'll come around and show you. But yeah, so the stop switch is all hooked up. If we pull that out, it seems to work fine. So yeah, it'll be fine. But what were we gonna do? This temperature sender over here is the first thing I want to check for. I'll pull the wire out. It looks like a brown and white, or red and white, something like that. But problem is, all of our red and whites, actually, that's not actually a red and white, that's a red with a white trace. It's more of a white with a red trace. If it was a brown, white with a brown trace, it would be this one, but this one going to a bulb, so I have no idea what's going on there. What else is it going to look at? Yeah, no, it goes there. All this wire, I think, just has to go to the ignition switch. I have a feeling that goes to the horn. That one, oh, what's that? Oh no, that'd be horn as well. Yeah, I got no idea. We'll have to find out, because all of this, I mean, was that red? That's more red with a white trace. So that's your lights. So these two, I'm guessing, are your panel lamps, because those would be your headlights and tail lights and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, they're panel lamps, and these two are either our battery warning indicator or our oil pressure sender, which we don't have hooked up because we've put a oil pressure gauge in, because the Ford senders like to have a bit of fun and play little tricks with the operators. Right, so we'll set our multimeter up, just turn it on. So checking continuity of wires, pretty simple. Pardon me. Obviously, just get your negative wire, positive wire. Negative wire, I'll just hook up to the temperature sender wire, or touch on it. It's going to be a bit of a problem, isn't it? Not exactly easy. Just hook it up like that for now. I'll just feel around a couple of these connections, see which one is the lucky prize. Yeah, that's it. That's the wire right there. So that goes to our temperature sender. Right, so I've done the rest of the wiring work. I've got the ignition switch fitted up, so it seems to be alright. I'll hook the battery leads up now because I've got all the dashboard wired up, and we will see if we've got life in the dashboard. Whether it has any or not, I'm not sure. Close that before it gets knocked off. There's my multimeter. I'll leave that there. Hook our battery leads up. So positive, the negative first. Positive. Alright. See if we got life to the dash. I've seen the temperature needle flinch. I don't think we got anything as of yet, but I'll take all my tools away and we'll see if it cranks over. If it doesn't, we've got other problems to sort out, but we'll see how we go. Right, we shall give it a go. Turn the fuel on. Test out the new temperature gauge as well. Actually, I'll close this hood down. Have any problems with that falling down. Alright. Temperature gauge come up just a little bit. I think the fuel gauge actually come up a little bit as well. We'll check what our charging voltage is. It's not charging. Alrighty, let's do a magic trick. So, got our alternator off. Looking at it from the bench, I reckon I might know what the problem is. I think it's just really dirty and probably needs a good cleanup. So, we'll get in. There are 4 screws around the body. It's a Holden alternator, I believe, which is the same as what we did on the Land Rover, so it should be a very easy alternator to do. Probably about the only thing good that Bosch has ever made, but yeah, it shouldn't be too hard to pull apart nonetheless. Right, so our alternator is finally apart. It's probably the hardest one I've actually had to do. This bearing fought me the whole way. It's a bit tight, but that's good. But yeah, it's really, really dirty in here, so I reckon a good cleanup and this alternator should hopefully work again. I've got contact cleaner here. I'll go grab some sandpaper. We'll sand all these contacts down. Sand all of our armature or rotor, whatever you call it, down. All of our commutator. I'll clear out this rectifier, and the brushes aren't stuck, which is actually really good. And they actually got still a fair bit of life left on them, so that's pretty alright. I'll stick some contact cleaner into them to just ensure they're nice and good for when I put it back in, but other than that, I'm pretty satisfied with how it's all come out. I'll still have to try and get all these bloody dirt dauber nests out as well, because they're just about through the whole of the alternator, which is a massive pain in the neck. Right, so we've got it all cleaned up. We'll just assemble it back together with our screws over here. Push them in, just do them up, and that should compress the bearing into the housing evenly, hopefully. So we'll do that now, and then we'll put the alternator back on the tractor. Right, alternator's back on. I've tightened this nut up, put our 2 terminals on. All of the securing bolts are tightened up and the alternator isn't moving anywhere. We've got not very much slop in our fan belt, which is great. I might chuck some CRC belt grip on that later as well. But other than that, I reckon we should be able to start it up and see if this alternator works now. Rightio, so we're all ready to set it up and test it. I will mention this though, before we do, I did do some small behind the scenes work. So I renewed the 2 terminals here, spliced the wires in, cleaned them up a little bit because I'm not sure how well they were working. I also earthed the battery regulator It's because it was really dirty. Everything was a little bit sort of painted over, so I don't imagine they'd be making the best contacts. So we're starting off with 12.92 volts. Not too bad. Signal of good charge battery, actually. I thought it'd be lower than that, but we will start it up. Well, that's another job done. I reckon we can call the whole electrical system finished.